As I embarked on a solo road trip, little did I know that I was about to encounter supernatural entities and unexplained phenomena that would forever alter my perception of reality. The events that unfolded during that fateful journey remain etched in my memory, a haunting reminder of the unknown forces that lurk in the shadows of our world. It all began on a warm summer's day when I found myself in a quaint, little town known for its antique shops. I had always been drawn to the mystique of old relics, and as I wandered through the narrow streets, my eyes fell upon a small shop filled with a treasure trove of ancient curiosities. There, in the dimly lit corner of the store, I discovered a weathered, antique trinket that exuded an aura of enchantment. It was an intricately carved wooden figurine, unlike anything I had ever seen before. The shop owner informed me that it was a piece of local folklore, passed down through generations, said to possess a certain mystical charm. I was captivated by the object's unique charm, and without much thought, I decided to purchase it. Little did I know that this decision would set into motion a series of unsettling events. As I embarked on the journey back to my hometown, the figurine nestled safely in my bag, I couldn't help but feel an uneasiness settling in the pit of my stomach. The highway I was traveling on was a desolate one, flanked by dense woods and veiled in an eerie silence. The sun began its descent, casting long shadows that seemed to dance ominously on the road. It was during this twilight hour that I first saw it. A ghostly figure, pale and translucent, materialized on the side of the road. The figure was shrouded in a tattered white gown that fluttered in the breeze. With a heavy heart and trembling hands, I brought my car to a screeching halt. Fear coursed through my veins as I watched the figure, its mournful eyes fixed upon me. It extended a ghostly hand, as if beseeching my help, but its silence was deafening. I couldn't bear the eerie silence any longer, and sheer terror propelled me to slam my foot on the gas pedal. My car roared to life, and I sped away from the haunting specter, leaving it behind in my rearview mirror. As I drove further, my heart still pounding, I couldn't shake the feeling that the figurine I had bought was somehow connected to this supernatural encounter. Its presence in my bag weighed heavily on my conscience. The road ahead seemed to stretch endlessly into darkness, and I was gripped by an overwhelming sense of dread. Exhausted and shaken, I decided to seek refuge for the night at a roadside motel. The motel itself was a relic from a bygone era, its neon sign flickering with an eerie, buzzing sound. The manager, an elderly man with a haggard appearance, offered me a room that was said to be the most haunted in the place, room 13. Although I chuckled at the idea of ghosts, the discomfort that had settled in my soul was undeniable. My unease deepened as I entered room 13. It was a dimly lit chamber with creaking floorboards and antique furniture that exuded a feeling of abandonment. I tried to dismiss my apprehensions, but the uneasy events of the day had taken their toll on my nerves. In the dead of night, as I lay in the room's uncomfortable bed, I heard a faint, mournful whisper in the darkness. My heart raced as the temperature seemed to drop, and an unsettling presence enveloped the room. A ghostly apparition materialized in the corner, its form indistinct and hazy. It uttered incoherent words, its voice a haunting, guttural moan that sent shivers down my spine. Fearful and paralyzed, I closed my eyes, praying that the apparition would vanish. When I dared to open them again, the room was empty, and the oppressive atmosphere had lifted. The next morning, I awoke with a sense of determination. I needed answers, and there was one person I knew who might be able to provide them. My childhood friend, Sarah, had a fascination with the supernatural, and I knew she might have insight into the events that had transpired. I called Sarah and recounted my harrowing experiences from the highway to the haunted motel room. Her response was both concerned and stern. She asked if I had bought anything unusual during my trip, and it was at that moment that the significance of the carved wooden figurine dawned on me. Sarah explained that such objects could carry negative energies or curses, and advised me to get rid of it immediately. She recommended that I find the nearest river and cast the figurine into its waters to break any potential curse that might have been associated with it. Determined to put an end to the supernatural ordeals that had plagued my journey, I set out to find a river. The highway once again stretched before me, but this time I had a mission. With the figurine clutched tightly in my hand, I followed Sarah's advice and, with a deep breath, let it go as it sank beneath the river's surface. I watched as the waters enveloped it, carrying it away from my life. As I stood by the river's edge, a sense of relief washed over me, and the weight of dread that had burdened me began to lift. It was as if I had severed a sinister connection to the inexplicable occurrences that had haunted me. The highway, which had been a source of fear and uncertainty, now seemed like an ordinary road, its desolation no longer foreboding. The events of my journey remained etched in my memory, a reminder of the mysteries that lurk beyond the realm of the known. Yet, I had emerged from the encounter with a newfound understanding of the unseen forces that sometimes cross our path and the importance of heeding the warnings of those who know the supernatural all too well. As I continued my journey, the sun cast its warm, reassuring light upon the highway, and the road stretched ahead, inviting me to explore the mysteries that awaited, no longer overshadowed by the eerie specters of the past.